National capital. This is the news at 10, live from Channels Television. Reporting tonight, Amarachi Ubani.
Good evening and welcome. Tonight, Army renews commitment to the fight against terrorists, says insurgents would soon be brought to their knees. Imo Police Command arrests 25 undergraduate cult students. Commissioner of Police calls them potential robbers. Erosion threatens hundreds of homes in Abia State. Residents cry for help. And 29 people are killed in a deadly shooting in Kenya's coastal districts. We'll begin tonight, however, with this breaking news coming from Kaduna that a Boko Haram kingpin and his brother have been killed by soldiers. Reports say soldiers traced the house of the suspect in Kinkinwa GRA in Gwan Mwazu and shot the man whose name was given as Usman. Eyewitness account says the soldiers broke through the wall to gain access into the house, got his family out, and engaged him in a gun battle for about 3 hours before overwhelming him and his brother. The district head of Ngwan Mwazu and Sikasoron Zazau, Alhaji Ahmed Aliu Idris, after visiting the scene, asked landlords and residents to be security conscious and ascertain the identities of tenants in their house. Once again, a Boko Haram kingpin and his brother have been killed by soldiers. The soldiers traced the house of the suspect in Kinkwa GRA in Gwan Mwazu and shot the man whose name was given as Usman. In the meantime, the Nigerian army says it will soon put an end to insurgency in the northeast of the country. Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Kenneth Minima, gave the assurance at a church service marking the Nigerian Army Day celebration in Abuja. General Minima condoled with Nigerians who've lost loved ones from attacks by insurgents, promising that the Nigerian army will keep up the fight against terrorism.
These are indeed trying moments for the Nigerian army as the army marked its annual week without the usual fanfare. At an interdenominational service in Abuja, the Chief of Army Staff reassured Nigerians of the military's commitment to end insurgency.
This year, particularly that we are in operations, much of the troops are engaged in the northeast, so we decided that it should be a very low-key celebration by marking the event, which we have done. The war against terrorism is a collective effort. It's a collective effort of all Nigerians. And I appeal to all Nigerians, including the media, to join hands in fighting this new war, the war on terrorism. I'm very much optimistic we will deliver. We will win the war.
The director of chaplain services of the Nigerian Army observed that the country is under siege by demonized persons. He, however, assured that the nation will come out stronger.
We must know that these destructive agents that are being used either as Boko Haram, kidnappers, etc., are agents and combatants of the devil. The devil is not everywhere. He enters into people and uses them, contaminate their reasoning capabilities.
Although the event was mellow, songs of praise were rendered by the parishioners. The low-key celebration has as its theme combating current national security challenges through collective efforts.
Members of the Bring Back Our Girls campaign have taken their protest to the presidential villa in Abuja to demand the rescue of the 219 schoolgirls abducted by Boko Haram. The campaigners, at their daily sit-out at the Unity Fountain in Abuja, expressed concern that Chibok and its environs have continued to come under attack from the militants. Our correspondent, Linda Kigbe, reports.
It's the 68th day of protest, and these campaigners, in the sun and rain, have continued to assemble here, asking the government to rescue the 219 schoolgirls abducted by Boko Haram in Chibok, Borno State. Their numbers may have depreciated. The eyes of international media shifted to other issues, but these remaining protesters say they will continue to cry out until government rescues the girls who were abducted 83 days ago. The campaigners are not only worried about the abducted schoolgirls, but also about the security situation in Chibok and its environs.
We can get a lot of media hoopla about marching on the street, disrupting traffic, and we can also actually achieve even much more if we are able to engage the National Assembly in a closed-door section or something. They can always create room for us, and we need to work on that.
If you remember 2-3 weeks ago, there was a threat letter from Boko Haram that was brought to Chibok. It was all over the media that they were going to attack. Last Sunday, it came to pass, they attacked. Specifically, they attacked Kautikari.
Midway into the sit-out, the campaigners suddenly changed tactics.
Right now, as we speak, Wallah, I feel like marching to the villa. Who will follow me? I want one person. Let's go. Let's go. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. We shall always fight for our girls.
And so they went on an impromptu protest march to the presidential villa. It was smooth sailing until they got to the entrance of the presidential villa. Expectedly, security operatives on site in the protesters barred them from entering the villa. After 68 days of sitting out at the Unity Fountain in Abuja, these members of the Bring Back Our Girls campaign suddenly decided to march to the presidential villa to seek an audience with the president or any member of the executive to demand that the abducted schoolgirls be released. After some time, when it was clear that no government official was going to address them, the Bring Back Our Girls campaigners made their way back to the Unity Fountain.
At the sit-out today, it was decided that we should just take the protest down to the president so that he will know that we are still out here after 68 days. We'll be coming out daily. And there are girls in the bush up to now 83 days and nothing has been done about them.
The campaigners have said they remain resolute in demanding that government do all it can to ensure the safe return of the girls. Linda Akibe, Channels Television News.
While the search continues for the missing girls, international experts are yet to come forth with any findings on their efforts at helping the Nigerian army. The US and UK government's representatives in the country insist they're very much in the mix of efforts at finding the girls, but explain that they're not at the forefront of the campaign.
Our team is here to support the Nigerian government in the Nigerian government's effort to get these girls back. We're supporting your government. We're not here to do this for you. That's the definition of partnership. We're here to help you do something that's difficult and help you as best we can. But we're not in the lead on this. We're helping your government.
Well, clearly it's a matter of concern, a great concern, that none of the girls have been found. But we are working, as I say, very closely with the Nigerian authorities and with our American partners to provide assistance and support to the Nigerian authorities in their efforts to bring the girls home as quickly as possible. We fully support all the efforts that the Nigerian authorities are making. We want to see those efforts redoubled. We need to see them reinforced, and we're here to help and provide support.
And Nigerians as well as foreign partners are constantly seeking ways of solving the problem of insurgency in the country. At a gathering of activists, the army and some European Union member countries in Yola, Adamawa State, It was agreed that beyond military action, there's need to continue to suggest other options of ending the conflict situation in the northeast.
Faculty and staff from 32 countries. So we have
peace activists, representatives of religious bodies, security agencies, the academia and civil society organizations all gathered at the American University of Nigeria, Yola, Adamawa State.
Talking about how we as a community of peace activists in Nigeria can rebuild a country based on peace and harmony, and how the development efforts that we can all pursue together can make life better for all Nigerians.
It was a time spent discussing various issues like the issue of education and gender, the role of religion and ways of ensuring security.
We had peace some time ago. We took it for granted. Now, we are seeing the consequence of taking that peace for granted.
First, there have to be a political unified will. The elites or the opinion makers and decision makers of a country have to have a unified vision of how to fight against the violence and the conflict.
The ambassador of Ireland, who was present, spoke on the possible solutions to conflict situations in the country.
What worked in Northern Ireland will not necessarily work in Nigeria or Palestine or anyplace else. But there are lessons that we can learn. Ireland and the European Union adopt a comprehensive approach to conflict solutions. There can be no purely military solution. Instead, a wide range of tools or approaches must be applied. For example, development, institutional reform, as well as security.
Participants also had a town hall meeting with several youths in the community. They also took time to visit some internally displaced people in the community. The conference agreed that education is key to development. It came to an end with participants taking part in a peaceful walk in support of the peaceful return of the schoolgirls abducted from a secondary school in Chibok.
In part two, after the break, Nobel laureate takes a swipe at the army over the BRT soldiers' crash in Lagos. That's in a moment. Please stay with us.